Sony just revealed the photo mode for Days Gone with some new screenshots, and it looks to be the most impressive photo mode I've seen to date. And let's also discuss some other recent Days Gone news. So let's get into it. If you enjoyed that, then a like would be super appreciated, and let's go. First off, I'm running a giveaway here on the channel for the Days Gone Digital Deluxe Edition with the pre-order bonuses. Just follow the link in the pinned comment for a chance to win, and be sure you are subscribed to the channel before you enter as well. Sony just published a new article where Jeff Ross, the game director on Days Gone, talks about the photo mode that I already saw in my recent play session but was not able to use, while Push Square was able to use it, shared some info, but now we got new screenshots and also confirmations that it will be available at the launch of the game. Awesome to hear, because then we can immediately take pictures when we do our first playthrough and not have to wait a few weeks after launch before we can toy around with the photo mode. Like, don't know if you remember this, but in God of War it launched a few weeks after the launch of the game. So yes, we can already see the photo mode in action thanks to some photos posted on the blog, and we see some standard things already like the field of view, the focal distance, the aperture, all to make the photo like as sharp as possible. And Jeff Ross also notes in the article that there's a focus lock, and that allows you to permanently focus on one point, and this point will then stay sharp no matter where you move the camera, and this is comparable to what we see in Assassin's Creed Origins and now in Odyssey as well, and I really like that feature. The blog post also notes features like a toggle that lets you see your character or not, and you can also toggle your bike on and off. There should be some facial expressions as well, and that is always fun to see. Like, I like them a lot in God of War as well, so I'm curious to see what weird faces Deacon will be able to make in this game. The blog post continues saying that there are frames, presets, 9 custom frames, black frame shapes and sizes, and we already see a pretty cool frame here that totally fits the style of Days Gone. You can also have a Days Gone logo on your photo and have it appear in different positions. You can change the logo color even, and there are 18 of these filter presets, and we now see black and white. You can hide the UI whenever you want. There are sort of tutorial windows that you can toggle on and off, and we see the advanced mode there as well. And they mention that this is where you can really go crazy and fine-tune 55 different settings, including bloom, color grading, grading panels, and way more, as you see right here in this shot. They worked closely with members of the art team that include some Hollywood veterans to make this mode capture all the power and flexibility that comes with professional photo editing software. And while I will be using this mostly to make thumbnails and maybe share some cool shots via social media, I know other people really want to go crazy with photo modes like this. So that Sony Band is like giving them the tools to really go crazy is really cool to see. There are also presets for the advanced mode from the developers, so you can already toy around with that and then learn all the extensive options. So yes, again, available at the launch of the game on April 26th. And yes, in these photos, again, we see Deacon always wear the same clothes. And I see a lot of comments, like under my recent Days Gone videos as well, wondering if we could change the clothes. And that is sadly not the case, as confirmed in a Game Informer interview from last year.
Can you customize what Deacon wears? No.
So yes, an interview from last year, but it seems to be still the case in the game we will get on April 26th. So kind of sad that for a third-person action game where the character like is always on the screen, you cannot change the outfit of your character. Maybe it will change as you play through the story, that in certain story moments you have something else. We of course see Deacon wear something else in the flashback cutscenes with his wife, but it really means that you also play him and that he wears like another jacket or something. I find it hard to believe that you only wear this. Maybe it has some sort of story connection as well, that it makes him think of his wife, something like that, that's why he's always wearing it. Something like that makes sense, but overall, like in terms of gameplay, it's not as exciting and will limit the photo mode a little bit as well, because Deacon will look the same in every shot. So no character customization. We of course already know that you can customize your bike. In the deluxe edition of the game we already see different skins for our bike, so I would imagine that we see more of that in the main game. And there are of course a ton of weapons that you can find in the game as well. I don't think you can customize them, like put a scope on them, but they still should be pretty varied. And of course the statue from the collector's edition has the same outfit that you wear in the game as well. And now we got our first ever look of the thing in real life, thanks to the French website Steelbook Jugs Video, who shared pictures of the statue and everything else that comes with this collector's edition as well. So we see Deacon sitting in front of his bike with a freaker dead next to him, and I do feel that the quality is like overall pretty good, especially from the bike, but I'm not really sure about this face, and that is always kind of the case with these statues. Like, the face seems to be pretty hard to make. You also get some cool pins that, yeah, look really awesome, like the logo from the studio, the bike. I think those are the criers, the infected birds, like ravens we saw in the release date video. They build their nest in higher places and then like dive bomb you. We see one of a very powerful melee weapon as well. And if you want to take a better look at the pictures, I put a link to the Jokes video collector's edition pictures in the description down below. And then something else that I don't think I've mentioned before, but I saw people on Reddit talk about it: skinning animals, because that is indeed possible. I was able to do it during my recent play session as well. So you kill a deer, for example, and then you want to skin it to get the pelt. And there's actually an animation of Deacon like skinning the beast that I sadly don't have any footage of, but it's really there in the game. And what you want to do with the pelt is go to a kitchen in an encampment and then exchange that for credits so you can buy other things in the game. But by giving it to a special encampment, you also build up trust with that encampment, so you can then unlock better weapons, for example, or better parts for your motorcycle. And there's actually a skill in the game that helps with that gives you more pelts for skinning animals. But I will go more in depth on the skills in the game, all the skills to be exact, in a video really soon. I almost finished it. I wanted to publish it today, but then the photo mode news happened, so it will be up a little later, but totally keep an eye out on the channel for that. Subscribe to stay up to date on everything Days Gone. I will also keep you, of course, up to date on all the news, so just like the photo mode stuff. And I expect more things to like pop up, new trailers and stuff like that. So I will keep you up to date on everything that is going on. Like the video to support channel, check out my recent Days Gone video on DLC that has been confirmed, including very special rewards that you get for completing some of the storylines. And I will of course speak to you next time. Don't forget to check out the giveaway as well, pinned comment, and be sure you are subscribed to the channel. Goodbye!